Hey everybody, Dave here from Dave Tries to Fix Stuff, the channel dedicated to the repair, restoration, and resurrection of broken stuff. And in this episode, I have my Peavey XR684 PA head that I pulled out of retirement. I'm going to start using it again pretty soon, so it needs a servicing pretty bad. You want to see what I do with it? Stick around and I'll show you. Now before we get into the episode, I'm going to ask you to please go ahead and click subscribe below if you like what you see here. Also click the little bell icon so you can receive notifications of when I put up new videos. I thank everybody that's already a subscriber and is already watching. I'm going to keep putting these videos out as often as I can, and hopefully we'll get our subscription rate up there real good. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so immediately I've got this thing turned on now. You can see the light there. I've got it on the right side and the volume's all the way down, and immediately you can hear without anything even going into it. So that tells me that that pot is going to have to get clean. I mean, just going back and forth like that is helping to kind of clear that up. But it's going to have to be clean so I get all that out of there. Like I said, I'm gonna have to clean all these faders, all the, all this stuff is gonna have to get cleaned. So, but let's see if we can get this turned up just a little bit without having a whole lot of noise. Check, 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 check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check, 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 check. So that's got very little output too. Check, check. I mean, this thing. Check, 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 check. Check 1 2, check 1 2. I mean, that's a lot. Okay, there. Now it's starting to pop in. Check, check. That's a pad right there. Check, 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 check. Check 1 2, check 1 2. That's not even making a difference. I think that pad might be stuck in there. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. Okay. Let's turn that down. Let's turn all these down so we can make sure. Check, 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 1 2, check 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 1 2. The pad is having no effect on that. Check, 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 check. Yeah, so you can essentially hear it. Now, let's go to the other side here. Unplug that and go to the left side, which is this monitor side. Check. Okay, so that's got a little bit of noise you can hear. I don't know how well that's coming on there, but there's definitely some hiss going on there. So check, 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 check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. So you can hear it's kind of got the same issues there. So it's going to be a matter of just making sure that we get all these things clean. So that's going to be a project and a half. So let's let me get this thing unplugged, and then we'll start getting it tore down a little bit, and hopefully we can we'll get all this thing cleaned up. Okay, so I took the back part off, which is the power board. It had all the power stuff on it, and here's the transformer right here. There was really no problem with that, and normally I wouldn't really take the back part off. I would only take the front part off because that's where all the problems are, is in the preamp. But since this thing is just full of dust and stuff, it's been sitting in my garage for years, having not been used, and since I'm going to start using it again, I wanted to get it all cleaned up. So that's why I'm taking the whole thing apart. But essentially the problems are all over here in the preamp. So the work that's going to be done is basically just going to be in the preamp. Now I've got this kind of contact cleaner, which I've had for a long time, but I stopped using it. I don't remember why. It might have just been that I actually got some Deoxit, and I thought that was probably a better brand, but I have since kind of come around and I get different stuff depending on cost more than anything, really, if you want to get down to it. So, but I don't know how I'm going to get this in here. Some of this stuff looks like it's might be kind of difficult to get this down into it. It feels like it's affecting. I've talked in other videos that I have about how they have dielectric grease in these things to kind of keep them lubricated, and that stuff over time will start to break down, and that's what causes a lot of the crackle and all that. So when you do this, when you put this stuff in there, you're trying to clean that stuff up, and you can feel that the grease gives it kind of a gumminess that's in here. I mean, when they're new, it's very smooth, but when the grease starts to break down, it can get very gritty. It also attracts dust and all that. So, so when you put this in here and you start turning it back and forth, you can kind of feel that gumminess, that where it feels like it's got a grease in there, kind of gets broken up and goes away. So, and that's what this is doing right now. So I'm hoping that this is actually doing its job and cleaning that up. But seeing how I can't get in here underneath this, it's kind of tough to tell. And now I can almost feel it's got like this has a unit, like what feels like a unity. Like when you have these, you turn them halfway up and it clicks. And that, like, lets you know what halfway is, which should be unity for this. Does this one have it? Doesn't feel like on this one, but it didn't feel like it had that before. And now that I've been working on it, it feels like it does. Well, anyway, you get the idea. I'm going to have to go through each one of these things and clean it out like that, and that's going to be a long, boring video. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and I'll bring you back once I've done that to all of them. Okay, at this point, I've used the contact spray on all the various pots, the faders, these buttons and stuff, all the things that I'm thinking were not working properly at the time. I sprayed out the actual connections for the XLR cables and shoved the cable in and out, did all the 1/4 inch, everything in here has been cleaned as far as I can tell. So before I get everything put back together, I want to plug this back in, and I want to see if I still have inherent, all that noise and stuff from the different things. So before I had it plugged into, this is the left side. Is that the left side? I don't have that thing on here. Let's see. So this side is the right side, I'm sorry. So the right side was noisy. So let's plug into the right side first and see if we still have all that noise when I turn it on. And hopefully we will not, but let's see. Okay, so far so good. That's good. We don't have that noise anymore. So let's plug the microphone, which you can't see, it's off camera, but I'm plugging into the first channel here. I'm going to see if I can get a signal to come through. Let's turn all this down. Everything's down. Sorry, I just want to. So that's effects, that's that. Oh. That's not good. Gotta turn that down. There's microphonics on here too, so. Check. Oh yeah. Check. So that's working, but the thing is, there's microphonics I can hear in the board, and I think that it might be dealing with that thing.
I'm not sure, but
let's. So all of these are all quiet too. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 1, 2, check, 1, 2. I got plenty of that. Let's see. I got that. I got these buried. That's why. So check, 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 check. Check, 1, 2. What is the effects to the main? Is this one? Check, check, 1, 2. Preset. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, 1, 2. So there's that. That's effect to that. Check, 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 check. It's not a lot of effect though. I would think that would be a lot higher, but let me, let's see here. That should go onto there. So that means that's number 1. Check, check, check. Check, check, 1, 2. Okay, now I'm hearing it. Check, 1, 2. 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 Check, check, check. There's the dwell. Okay, so that all works. That's the color of the okay, now I'm really getting it. All right, check, 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 check. So that's good. Okay, so that one's good. Although, I don't know if that, I can hear that fluttering, like that. I don't know if that's coming across on the camera. Let me plug back into 1. 1 seemed to be worse on 1. Yeah. Check, 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 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Oh, I gotta turn it on. Check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Okay, so this needs to be cleaned off. So this pot on number 1 needs to be cleaned off some more. Let me turn off the mic and see if I can work that out real quick. Check, 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 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Okay, so we have, that's that. Do that, check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Check, 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 check. There's the pad, so I've got the 25 decibel pad is working. Here, let me adjust this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. So I've got the main volume right here, and then this is the pad, which drops at 25 decibels. So when I push that, it drops out quite a bit, and you can hear. I know this has a compressor on it, so it may not sound like that big of a difference, but it does actually, it drops quite a bit. The 25 decibel pad drops quite a bit on this, so. But that flutter, sorry, that flutter is happening. Check, check, let's check, 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 check. Something just died. Oh, what is that? I've got a, this little thing right here is like a, pushes in and out. That's right, left, main monitor. So right now it's left, right. It's left, damn it. Right now it's left, right. Now it's main monitor. Okay, what that does is that you have to press, you put a little pin in there. There's a little hole in the front of the thing here. You can see right there. It's that little hole right there is where that switch is behind that. And if you press it in, it makes it to where you have a monitor and a main. So your mains would be down on this channel, and you would have, this thing is, damn it. Check, 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 check. Everything is good except for that flutter, but I don't know what that, it's only, see, when I unplug this thing, it goes away. Well, no, it doesn't go away. I can still hear it just a little bit, but it's way, way quieter. So it seems to be when I'm plugging this in, that's amplifying it. Let me, Oh. Okay. So I'm turned, you know what it is? I think what it is that there's microphonics on this being out of the, I've turned, let me plug that back in and see what that did. Check, check. Okay, I had these up, and that's all these up without anything plugged into them. Maybe that's causing some sort of oscillation or something, so if I turn those down with nothing into them. All right, I just noticed that the camera ran out of memory and turned off, so I had to upload everything and come back and get this going. But anyway, at this point, it looks like everything is good to go, so I'm going to get the, I have to go clean off the cabinet itself and then get everything reinstalled inside and all that good stuff, and then I will hook it up and we can do a little bit of testing and make sure that it all works out. So I'll do that and be right back. Yeah, you can see now, I mean, how dirty this thing has gotten over the years, just sitting, you know, sitting up like this with all the dirt. So all that gets to get cleaned off. So. Okay, so I got everything put back together. I have everything plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and switch it on and see what we have, if there's any noise issues. It sounded like I had maybe just a little bit of buzz there at the beginning. I have when I have it cranked, probably hear that. There's a little bit of hiss, but I mean, it's really not bad at all. But I'll put it at unity here. And then I am in channel 1. Turn the mic on. Let's put all these at 12 o'clock. Have that one at that. We have effects to main going there. We'll see what we have. Check, 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 check. Just a little bit. So there's that. Then we're going to hit pad and see what that does, which it does take down the overall signal by 25 decibels. That works just fine. So let's see, turn the effects down a little bit and then crank them at the other end. Ooh. That is a lot of effects. So, okay, so that appears to be working there. Let's tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and put all these at 12 o'clock here, all the way down, and we'll go down and hit every one of these. All right, so it looks like that one was a success. Everything's working on this. I can turn it off now. Turn it off. I'm really happy with it. Everything works. It's nice and clean now, so I'll be able to utilize this with my project that I have coming up this weekend, and I'll have a good PA head. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go grab a couple of speakers that I had, or that I have, that I picked up from a Goodwill of all places. So that's going to be, I think, the next video that I put out. Even though I know I'm still kind of in the middle of that P bass, I'm still waiting for that thing to get finished. I got another guitar that I'm working on as well. I've got a couple other, I got a lot of stuff coming up. So make sure you guys, again, click subscribe, click notifications, and you'll get a notification when I have these other ones coming out. So I've got a lot of them in the next month or two that are going to be coming out. Good fun ones. So anyway, I want to say thanks for watching again. Hopefully you had as good a time as I did making the video. And we will see you next time on Dave Tries to Fix Stuff. Thanks for watching.